Hello, my name is Chris Tax. This is the BrightLight Capstone Group. Welcome to our presentation.
Yep, I'm Jordan.
I'm Justin.
I'm Marshall.
I'm Nolan.
So the reason our app exists in the first place is there's an issue in today's world where, in America specifically, if you want to go see a psychiatrist, there is a long wait list you have to be on before you can even begin having appointments with them. This wait list can be several months. So obviously, if you're having issues and you're looking for immediate help, that is not something you want to have to go through. Even after being seen for the first time, it takes several appointments just for doctors to even kind of begin diagnosing what's going on. It's not something where it's kind of like a one time. Mental health is a little bit more complicated than just say having a cold or something like that. Doctors typically utilize patient journals in order to speed up the process, so they'll have patients go home, journal throughout their week, and then bring it into their appointments. Doctors are supposed to read these journals and go through and see, what's the patient experiencing, how do they feel. But you can imagine there's already a wait list for how many patients there are. Doctors are backed up with a lot of work, and they often don't have time to actually go in depth and read all of these journals that their patients are bringing them.
For the app for our project, we used BrightLight. It's called BrightLight, and it is a mobile and web application that allows for doctors to more efficiently read the patient journals. The patients are given the ability to journal on their phones whenever they want to, and doctors can invite patients so they can see their journals and get summaries of the emotions patients express through their journal entries. This allows doctors to understand their patients more easily and hopefully cut down on the diagnosis time for their patients.
Okay, so for the technologies we use to build BrightLight, we use Jest and Detox for testing components and quality assurance. We used Expo as our platform to deploy an Android APK and our web app. And React Native was used to provide a clean and tidy front end. For our database, we used Postgres, and that was running on our backend server. We had a microservice set up running Hugging Face Transformers library to basically take JSONs of user data, process them, and then send them back to the main server. That all runs on Python. And then our VPS provider is going to be DigitalOcean. All of our backend logic runs on a DigitalOcean Linux box.
All right, and here are some demos for our app, both the patient side and the doctor side.
Hello, this is Chris and Marshall here with the BrightLight demo. So I will be showing off the app which the patient uses, and I have Marshall's screen right here that is showing off the website that the doctor is supposed to be using.
We worked really hard on this, and we look forward to showing what we have created over these 9 months.
Alrighty. Okay, so I will get started. This is our APK pulled up on the Android emulator. It's running on my Linux computer, just so you know. So go ahead and log in. My account is cfax. My real username for the school is ctags. I just changed a letter. Password is my password, very secure. Okay, so on the home screen, obviously you see the doctor's there. It populates dynamically, and it shows the most recent 3 of my entries. So my character, my patient Chris, he has been journaling over the past week, and you can see on the journal tab right here my first entry all the way up to my 6. And if you want to take it away, Marshall, you can show how the doctor sees this.
Yeah, of course. So first, let me log into Dr. Kuriakos' account. The password is ABC123, very secure. And you can see over here, these are the patients that are assigned to Dr. Kuriakos. And if a doctor wants to share their access code, they can access it by clicking the toggle menu. And that way, when a patient gets started with using BrightLight, they can add that access code on sign up or through their settings. So I'll go look at Chris's account, and this is how the entries look like on the doctor's end.
Cool. So, on my entries, I can edit them, delete them. So yeah, when you click on an entry or tap on it, you'll see that. So maybe on my, let's see, what entry should I choose? I'll just stick with the first one. So maybe on this first entry, I can edit it and say, I'll just say it was a not so busy start to the week. I mean, you can add or remove as much as you want. But just for the demonstration, let's keep it short. So you can save it, and it saves the entry. On the server side, I have it right here. It's replacing the journal, and it's running it back through the ML, which can take a second. But yep, there it goes. And it said it's been saved. And yeah, and so then when we return, it shows those changes. Today was a not so busy start. And if you refresh, you should see the changes.
Yes, on the doctor side, we'll see that the entry has been updated to say that's a not so busy start of the week to the week.
Yes, and it puts, since it's been updated, it puts it at the top, I think. Okay, and so to make a new entry, you can come over to the Create Entry tab. You can then put in a new journal. I'll show that. I just have some pre-made text ready, so we don't spend 20 minutes doing it. And then just to show that it saves, if you close the app, it's a little awkward doing it on an emulator. Close it just like that. You can reopen it. It auto logs me back in because I was already logged in. You can see it's still there. Now, if you were to log out though, with this button, it'll go away because, well, logging out. If another person were to log in, they could then see that and wouldn't want that. So save. Usually takes a second, but once it hits the server and does its thing, then we will see it in our journal list. Here's our 7th entry. And it also
when
will
we
show
refresh
as our
it-
most recent journal.
Yep, and it'll show here on the doctor's side. And speaking of the doctor's side, one of the cool things about BrightLight is that you can view like the analysis, like the AI analysis of entry content. So if I were to click on one of these emotion bars, it'll highlight text that correlates to that emotion. I can clear the highlighting and then also click on other journals or emotions to see what's been highlighted on the journal.
Yep.
And something else that can be done on the doctor's side is that you can remove a patient's access code. So in the event that a patient were to move to a different provider, you can go ahead and remove their access code and it'll show up and then remove them.
Here,
It
go
won't
ahead and
delete their
remove mine.
account. Yep. So we'll do that. And yep.
Yeah, so it doesn't
it's
remove.
automatically updated.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it automatically updates and it will not remove. It doesn't like delete my account, it just takes away my access code. So if I refresh this, you see it goes away. If I go back to my home, no doctor has been assigned. So yeah, that's how you know you do not have a doctor anymore. And if I wanted to, I could change my access code. Say it was an accident. Can you show yours so I could re-enter it back in?
Yep.
So 116931. Did I do that right? Yeah. Save. And it refreshes, then we have a new access code, or the same one just repopulated. My doctor's back, and if you refresh, you should be able to see me as a patient.
Yep.
There
There
he
he
is.
is.
In the settings, you can also do everything else that's listed. You could change your password, your email, your access code. Well, we already showed that. And you can delete your account, which I'll do at the end. I want to show off one last thing to delete a journal. So say I messed up the journal, I don't want it anymore for whatever reason, I can then delete it. And that removes it from our database. It removes it from your list. It's no longer your most recent journal. That was 7 that we deleted. And the doctor can't see it either.
Yep.
Okay, and to close the presentation out, we will delete the accounts. So you click delete account, and on the modal, just click yes. And it deletes. Go ahead and refresh yours to see that he's gone.
Yep.
Boom.
He's been
And then
removed.
you can delete your account.
Yep. So if I go to settings and I click delete account, I will press yes to confirm that I want to make this choice. And likewise with the patient account, it'll take a second and then you're logged out. And so if I try to log back in, it will show that the username or password enters incorrect, which is the default error that shows if there is no user.
Yeah, the account is gone. And just to show, delete user request. And there's probably a new one or another one somewhere else too, but yeah. Okay, that concludes the demo.